absolutely necessary. Poseidon lining up one of his AoEs. There it is.
Definitely a smart choice, though, to use the Ganymede third skill on Veligewell, because that's going to have the immunity. That's going to be removing the bombs, removing the stuns. And right now, already, there's a lot of stuns on the Sierra. That's exactly what Archer's looking for.
Now, right here in this position, do you use Dover to reset the skills? And he decides, and he gets the stun on Feng Yan.
Even more stuns. So even if Veligewell procs out of that stun, he's going to get bombed and he's going to get stunned again. So that's a great position for Archer to be in right now. The only thing that's going to provide him a little bit of a problem is going to be that Fire Monkey King, because he's not going to be stunned, but I don't think it's going to have enough HP to withstand a bomb and a couple other hits.
Right, especially since it ignores defense. No matter how tanky that monkey is, he's going to need a lot of HP to be able to have enough sustain to make it through this match. And with the reduced cooldowns on Dover will now be able to throw another round of bombs on his next turn. And it looks like his attack bar is already filled up.
Not as much damage as I thought it was going to happen on that Fire Monkey King, but a nice violent proc from the Wind Panda there. That's going to be another big monster for Plusle to come back in
Especially
this match.
with Panda resisting the bomb from Dover right there. Panda is in a really healthy state right now, but can win Panda 1v4.
It's going to be tough for him to 1v4. I don't want to count out Fire Monkey King just yet. There's not too much sustainability on this team, though. There's not going to be something that's going to be healing the Fire Monkey King aside from himself. I'm not sure if he's on a vampire build, but he's still going to gain HP from that second skill.
There it is, one bomb out of Ciara on the Dover. Next turn, Dover should go down. Vela, once Vela, the Fire Archangel, takes a turn, that should be dead with 2 one-turn bombs. There's not really much we're going to see out of Vela for the rest of this match. There's recovery.
Assume that Fire Monkey King is going to be dying the next turn here after he gets another turn after that 2 bomb. Veligewell also going to be down this turn as well. All right, down goes Fire Monkey King from the water. Poseidon there, or Poseidon rather.
Sorry, Feng Yan still has a chance. We've seen Feng Yans before win matches single-handedly. I've seen a few of the players here at this Guardian level with Wind Panda where they've been able to like go 1v3, and right now
Veligewell stays alive.
Just barely with that recovery buff from Feng Yan, Wind Panda.
It's not going to do too much with the Veligewell staying alive, but this Wind Panda can definitely come back against these 3 monsters because there's not a whole lot of damage coming out of any of those. So Archer's got to be really careful here in how he plays this.
No magic. And there it is, that revenge proc doing a lot of damage to this defense broken Wind Fairy King. Smart decision with Tiana to remove the revenge buff.
And that's the main thing from the Wind Panda, is that revenge buff. If he starts revenging, getting those defense breaks on all those monsters, it's going to be really tough for him to survive the rest of these couple hits.
Wind Panda resisting the defense break from Tiana. The additional turn, Bio proc taking down
the enemy. That's going to be huge for Plusle.
Turning point in the match, no doubt. Plusle earlier on looked like he felt it was a foregone conclusion, and this is
the stun there, coming in clutch from the Poseidon.
Defense break.
And the defense break, throwing it right back on the Wind Panda there, Feng Yan.
Needs a proc here for Calm Mind. No,
he's still in the game, though. Feng Yan is still in the game, but Tiana got the skill up just in time to remove that revenge and heal, so this one might be in the favor of Archer. Definitely an exciting first match, though, to watch.
How is this Panda not dying? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And there's the additional.
There's a violent proc. Is it going to help him, though?
And this looks like the end for Plusle. Well done by Archer, able to take down the Panda. We didn't know if we were going to see a 1v3 there or a 1v4.
So game 1 of match 1 goes to Archer, and it looked for a little bit, guys, like it was going to be over a lot sooner than that when it was 1v4 or 1v3 with the Panda.
It's never over till Feng Yan goes down. It's not over.
That is true.
The ever resilient Panda.
Plusle again starting off with the Sierra first pick. Archer changing up the strategy just a little bit and going with Ganymede. Actually, he's going with Ganymede and Feng Yan once again. Just picking 2 different monsters for the first time.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Let's see if Plusle decides to change his strategy at all, or if he's going to go with, again, the same Okeanos and Fire Monkey King.
Archer answering back with his Gianna and Poseidon.
Looks like it's
very
the
similar
same
draft than we saw in the first
yeah.
match.
Not much changes.
You might
just
see
the
different
difference
bands.
Right, different bands. It is a different order of picking as well. Plusle picks out the Fang
and Molong.
Yeah, Molong and the Frigate instead. So he's going to try to steal that first turn this time, which was crucial in the last match when Archer got that first turn with Tiana.
Right. Even with Plusle's speed lead from Ciara, it wasn't enough to outspeed Archer's Tiana, even with accuracy lead from Gani. Plusle knows that, and I think that's why he's going to change his draft up here with Bastet and Molong. And there it is. Archer changed his mind. This time we're going with Raccoony instead of Tiana. We'll see if he keeps it.
Yeah, and I believe Plusle's picking that Sierra first because he knows Archer has Gianna, and having Gianna and Sierra together is a very dangerous combination. So a lot of times you'd see a Ganymede first pick or maybe that Molong first pick as well, but that Sierra first pick is definitely a strategic decision to focus against Archer himself.
And there's Archer banning the Bastet, trying to prevent Plusle from getting first turn with Ciara's speed lead, and Plusle answering, banning that Gianna does not want his entire team stripped and stunned. We'll see how fast this Molong is, though, with the Ciara lead.
Yeah, the Molong and the Okeanos both have a chance to outspeed Archer's team this time. So there it is. Okeanos does get the first turn. He's going straight after the Ganymede, gets the removal of the immunity and increases the skill cooldown. Decides to go with the second skill from Molong instead of trying to nuke down one of the monsters.
Which is actually smart because he landed the stun on Gani, and Gani now can't reset his own cooldown or have like a dangerous proc into Violent to be able to reset the attack bar of his entire team.
Yeah, and very carefully though, hitting other monsters around that Raccoony, because Raccoony is going to be removing buffs off the lowest HP monster on Archer's team.
Right, so having that bomb on Raccoony at full HP, Raccoony's not going to be able to dispel that bomb. Very smart. The Fang Yan, though, looking really healthy, already getting immunity for the entire team. Rain of Stones from Okeanos. Personal favorite of mine. It's the triple stun.
Archer looks like he's having a little bit of a complication. Maybe just a little bit of a tilt. You see it on his face, he's looking around.
There's Molong.
Molong takes out Poseidon. Doesn't even take too much damage himself. This one's definitely... favor of Plusle this match, taking out the Ganymede probably next, throwing some bombs down on Fang Yan and Raccoony.
Fang Yan's already played for recovery. I don't know if Fang Yan's going to be able to self-cleanse off that bomb, especially with having a lot of HP. Raccoony's going to be dispelling himself.
If you're in Archer's position, Koopa, what would you be throwing some bombs? What would you be strategizing? What monster would you go for first? What monster would you go for first?
Oh gosh, in this situation, it's a pretty tough one. You gotta kind of hope for getting a couple violent procs from his Panda, as well as maybe from his Fairy King. Oh gosh, in this situation, it's a pretty tough one. You gotta kind of hope for getting a couple violent procs from his Panda, as well as maybe from his Fairy King.
Well, guys, Archer talks about Raccoony being his least favorite monster, so it might be something personal if he targets her.
And there it is, Raccoony goes down. Ciara looking at this Gani, leaving the Panda for last. However, Panda's going to be going into a stun with this one-turn bomb ready.
Nice violent proc from Fire Monkey King. Decides to land the defense break on Fang Yan instead. Gets a double stun from Okeanos, exactly what he needs, and it's game over from there. This score is now 1-1.
So Plusle leveling the playing field with his back against the wall there to induce this third and final game in match number 1.
Archer did get the first pick this time, so he's going straight for the Sierra. Again, because he has that Gianna in his back pocket, pairing Sierra and Gianna together is extremely, extremely hard to deal with. So Plusle coming back a little bit with a different strategy because he knows he's going to pull out the Tiana, the Ganymede, and the Gianna will probably come in next from Archer. And Plusle's probably going to come a little bit more defensively.
I mean, both players are going to play a lot differently. Now that they've seen each other's units, they kind of have an idea of an understanding of like what type of strategy they're going to be using, where their best runes are at, and so this is going to be just a completely different match from the first two that we've previously seen. Archer
describes his playing style as YOLO. His highlight of his career was when he summoned Gianna.
Definitely is YOLO, and you can definitely YOLO with a Gianna Sierra comp. It gives you plenty of options to YOLO.
Plusle, meanwhile, just says he's an aggressive and methodical player. His favorite character, Gianna.
Okay, yeah. That's what it's wait. Did you get that?
All right, so
there it is. We got a 33% HP lead from Molong and speed lead from Archer with Ciara.
Thoughts on this one, Koopa?
Oh, man. Well, we've got Archer with his Ciara. He's got his speed lead. Man. Let's see the opening turn. He does have Gianna. He has not been able to use this unit yet.
Wusa does get the first
but
turn.
that opens up Gianna, though. That opens up Gianna to just completely stun the team. But will his Gianna cut this defense?
Is he going to get the stun from Molong on any of the key monsters on Archer's team?
It really depends.
Did not get any stuns. That's exactly what Archer needed. Not good in Plusle's situation. Critical error comes down, gets everybody but the Molong.
Along with the resist, though.
So he has full HP now, able to use the third skill on any one of the monsters that he's looking for, which could be game changing. It could be the way that Plusle gets back into this match.
And another resist off the Bastet with a Dover bomb on Wusa, though. And he chose to use Gani reset on Bastet. That way Bastet can't get defense break on these units, just so that Archer has enough sustain and to make it through this match.
I like the double bomb, though, on Fire Monkey King instead of going for a bomb on Bastet. Bastet not a huge monster to worry about because it already used its third skill. The only one that has left is his second skill. That's not going to be dealing much damage throughout the rest of the match.
Right.
So Fire Monkey King's the main one that he needs to focus down
even
first.
if Molong plays his third skill, Reckless Assault, he can still deal with that with the level of control that he has going on right now between Dover, Ciara, Gani, and Gianna. So taking out that Monkey King that can't be stunned from the types of units that he has with his bombs, limiting that, he should be able to last long enough to win best 2 of 3.
Yeah, lots of HP though left on the Molong. Wusa may be able to come back and do something and revitalize his team a little bit, but there's still a bomb on it. He's still stunned right now. And then another reset skill for the Dover to drop another round of bombs. And this could be...
Now with Molong no longer having immunity, you have a ton of debuffs with that are just going to be doing an immense amount of damage.
This is 100% in Archer's favor right now with all those bombs landed. Plusle may not be able to have an answer back to this.
He's kind of hoping at this point that maybe one of his units just resists the bomb, but does he have enough HP to be able to last long enough to be able to come back?
No defense break on the Sierra.
The Sierra goes down, but there is a lot of damage on those units.
Another full round of bombs on all 4 monsters. And you can see that each one has a 1-turn cooldown on every single one. Also, Ganymede is going to be reviving or resetting the skills for Dover as well. And it's just going to be bomb after bomb. And the flash bomb too from Dover, just decreasing that attack bar is a huge, huge thing as well with running a control team that Archer is running.
There it is, the reset on Wusa, no longer having a chance at getting immunity or that shield or any sort of sustain, and another round of bombs.
Just adding insult to injury. That shows you how just threatening that combination is.
Two
More
monsters
bombs,
down and then
more
a
bombs.
third for Plusle.
Takes it out.
There it is. Archer with the victory.
Yeah, Archer is going to be the winner in match 1. Plusle fought hard. And in doing so, Archer is going to advance to the quarterfinals. Guys, were you a little bit surprised at how Plusle approached that third game in the match?
Oh my God.
It was a little hard for him to come at that third match because Archer got the first pick that time, so he was able to take the Sierra, and that was Plusle's main strategy throughout the 2 matches previously. He was taking the Sierra so that way he couldn't pair Sierra and Gianna together. But with Archer getting the first pick, he was able to grab his Sierra because he knows that Plusle probably does not have Gianna to take that away from him.
And we talked about in this G3 tier, Koopa, how beyond just the banning that's inherent in the game, your draft up top as the lead pick really can put your opponent behind the 8 ball and serve as a ban itself.
In game 2, or if you make it to game 3, where if you know they're using certain units, you can just pick that unit. You can use it into your own team, and in a sense, you're banning it from them. And if their team compositions rely so heavily upon that unit, like let's say Gianna or Tiana, where those are your units you're using to remove that immunity, to have a level of control where what we saw from Archer, where we had 4 bombs on some units, when that happens, there's not much you can really do to get out of it.
Yeah, it really does handcuff you. What do you guys expect to see now that we know that 14 other players out there have had an opportunity to take a look at the very first match? Was there anything that caught you off guard, by surprise? Perhaps a particular unit that was employed that you didn't anticipate being drafted?
I don't think there's too much surprises. A lot of these players did research before the tournament, so I'm pretty sure 100% of the players here know that Archer has Gianna. Again, that's why Plusle was taking that Sierra first, but I don't think there's going to be too much more strategizing for Archer, for the players that might potentially face Archer in the future. It's just going to be figuring out, okay, what if he does get the first turn? What if he does get Sierra? What's my counter back to it?
Right, so really just a matter of setting yourself up on the if and when, whether or not you get the first turn, if you don't get the first turn, and then hope for the best. And obviously adjustments are going to be important as we move forward. It is time now to get the second match underway as Archer Punch his ticket already, and 2 eager hopefuls standing by. The first, Chaos. From Fresno, California, 25 years of age, a paralegal when he isn't busy, playing 3 hours a day of Summoner's War.
My name is Eric Olguin. I'm from Fresno, California, and my in-game is Chaos. I recently graduated from UCLA in June in paralegal studies, and as far as it is now, I'm basically working as a paralegal and taking life as it comes along. I still want to go to law school, but as for the foreseeable future, I like to work, get some cash, and make the most of it. Like for myself, I'm more of a competitive person. It's just in my nature, like when I get into something, I go all in, and I think that's what brought me here, just that nature of me. So work, sleep, and gaming, it's a constant struggle, but you make the most of it and you try to balance each of the 3.
Well, adversity certainly forges character, and who is Chaos going to be playing? None other than Barian. 42 years of age from Sterling Heights, Michigan, showing this isn't just kids play. Summoner's War attracting people from all swaths and all ages.
I'm Boon Hom Nam. My in-game name is Barian. I'm 42 years old and I'm from Troy, Michigan. I am an automotive engineer. I enable some of the grill designs on a vehicle. I really can't say much more of that. So I've actually been prepped prior to this, so I could only say so much. Being probably the oldest player in this tournament, it is strange seeing some people that are like 18, 19. So it is a little bit out of place for me. So I expect a lot of curveballs, a lot of things that maybe I wasn't anticipating. So I need to adapt to that to get to the top.
And Barian's going to be looking to engineer a win here as he's going up against Chaos. He plays 10 to 18 hours a day. I'm not sure how he has time to sleep and eat and do all that other stuff you're supposed to pack into a day.
And that's one of the best things about this game is that even if you're in his situation where you have that busy lifestyle with family, you know, this is one of those games that you can make time for because it just has such simple mechanics.
And thankfully, with tournaments like this one, you can make a little money as well. The two winners here, the winner of this event is going to be taking home $2,000, and Barian says that he's going to be buying his kids some electronics if he takes home that money. So that'll be a good time. If you're one of these other players who are out there and you're watching these matches, what is it that you're looking to glean from your observations, Clay?
I would just say writing down as much strategy as you can, getting last-minute adjustments made, because again, the strategy behind it has already been played out. They already know what monsters each player has, so it's just focusing on if there's something unique that comes out that they weren't expecting. Again, just trying to make last-minute changes before they might see them.
But having a monster and then drafting a monster are two very different things. It's not a foregone conclusion that just because you summon Gianna that you're going to be drafting her. I mean, granted, there are some very strong combos that you could lead with, especially if you get, you know, the opportunity without being banned or blocked with the other player's draft. I mean, you talked about the psychological element of it a little bit. I mean, I feel as though there are times where a guy's super prepared and anticipates only one of two things based on whether or not their opponent goes first or doesn't go first. And now all of a sudden you have an opportunity to throw them for a loop because they're so tunnel vision that they're like, whoa, wait a minute. How are you doing that?
Exactly, and now that we've seen the brackets, these players know who they're going up against. They've got their opponent fixated. They have their running scenarios, you know, if I win, what if this guy wins? You know, they're already thinking about, you know, what kind of units am I going to be drafting against them based off of like what they're playing. And so these guys are watching these matches with clear intent, knowing, you know, what kind of units are they playing with. You know, how fast are they? And they're not going to know the exact details, which is what's one of those interesting dynamics of this game, where there's just so much depth to it. And that's one of the most alluring things about this game is that, you know, even though it's a mobile game, there is so much depth to it that even after 3 years, these guys are still here playing this game.
And you know what? Even after 3 years and all of the experience, Barian's still having trouble with his password right now. Barian's so focused on strat that he hasn't bothered to remember the password. He's having a little bit of struggles there. Like,
well, we actually sat down and had dinner with Barian the other day, and that was one of the things that he had said, that no one has ever logged on to his account before. No one has ever gone onto it. He's always kept it to himself. And now here we are. He's trying to.
Which means he can't even phone a friend here.
Exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, Barian definitely one of the favorites in this tournament out of everybody. And looking at the bracket on this first 8 players, Barian jumps out at you as being one of the favorites. Also Brain Lag down at the bottom against Make It a Bud later on today. Those two are the main ones that you're most likely going to be seeing in the finals. But again, anything could happen, just Barian being one of the favorites for sure.
Because we've seen in other tournaments around the world, one of the top players, I mean, some of these guys just get eliminated in the first round. You know, sometimes it depends on who you get drafted up against, and sometimes you just have an opponent that just drafts maybe something that's not necessarily traditional. And sometimes RNG is against you get that bad resist, they get that really strong violent proc, and you just end up getting eliminated in a best 2 out of 3 if you lose 2 times. It's time to go home.
Yeah, it's pretty rough going out there. And, you know, granted, skill is, by and large, what's going to carry you to victory in Summoner's War. But everybody's been in a situation, and having played the game, where some of that RNG comes into play, and you just feel handcuffed. You can't do anything about it.
Well, if you think about it, even you, Koopa, going up against Fwa in the Mobile Masters, Fwa was definitely the clear favorite to win, but you were able to outsmart him, outspeed him a couple times too, and have a great shot at winning. And it just ended up coming out where he had a couple of violent procs extra that might have just turned the match, but you really did a great job.
Right, and that was one of the great things about Fwa, even prior to that tournament that I had said verbatim during one of my streams, is that if I were to beat Fwa, the longer that I play with him, the stronger that he becomes once he realizes and figures out like what I'm using, what kind of strategy that I'm doing. And so I knew that I might get a win. No, maybe 2, but it's going to be very, very tough to beat him again.
Ugh. I did not envy you in that match as Claytano, myself, and Childish were sitting there just thinking to ourselves, who will beat Fwa in the invitational only event?
Yeah.
Barian, I know you guys said you had dinner with him. He describes his approach to the game as being aggressive and very methodical. Meanwhile, his opponent, Chaos, describes himself as calculated / blitzkrieggy.
LAR.
And up against an opponent like Barian, where there might be some sort of like gap in terms of like skill tier, that's a good strategy to have. You just kind of go all out, you take a chance, you use units that have like maybe a small chance to do something really strong, like a unit like Faye, and who knows, might just win off the first turn.
Yet. Okay, there he is.
All right, well, Barian continues to effort his way into his account with absolutely no one that we can count on to help him. I'm learning now that he's actually logged in, so the first victory of the day goes to Barian, logging into his account. We're all set and sorted out as he and Chaos get their headphones on, and it is time now for match number 2. Gentlemen, here comes the draft.
All right, there it is, Barian versus Chaos. First pick goes to Barian. Barian starting with Ciara. Chaos answers back with Molong and Tableau. Recent change to Tableau. Chaos still decides to use them here at Regionals.
Have not seen that unit yet.
Well, you will remember Tableau. You will remember. However, Barian's very prepared. Drafting 2 light Nat 5 units, Lima and Yan Hong. A very strong draft. Chaos looking for his 5th unit.
Yeah, Yan Hong, one of the most OP monsters in all of G3 RTA right now.
In this situation, Chaos has 1 speed lead option. He knows that Barian has extremely fast units. Not sure if he's going to own Spectra.
That is an interesting pick.
Spectra has one of the highest base speeds though in the game. So we could see an extremely fast Spectra that might even outspeed Barian.
He's gonna need it though because he's got the speed leader skill from Sierra plus Frigate. Is he gonna be able to outspeed Barian with a Spectra that you
I don't know.
almost never see in RTA?
And Barian banned Tableau. Chaos in turn banning.
He ended up
Frigate does get the first turn.
Opening with his stun and not landing it. Saving that attack bar boost for a little bit later. Spectra, though, cutting the team and getting the slow effect. Molong getting the stun on Lima. Lima, one of the key units here to be able to keep up invincibility and be able to dispel harmful effects. So of the 3 units, that was probably the best situation for Molong to get the stun on.
So Chaos at the bottom of the screen, Barian at the top of the screen.
Correct. They are switched around just right now, so just keep that in mind. Barian is with the Sierra, Frigate, Lima, Yanhong, and Chaos with Molong, Beta, Spectra, and Camila.
There we have the immunity buff from Beta, getting some heal, helping with the sustain. Barian looking to try and deal with this immunity buff. He did not want Beta to be able to cleanse, but with Yan Hong, has a ton of sustain. She's able to increase the attack bar as well. And there it is, Lima with the dispel, the offensive strip, also getting the stun on Spectra. Molong with the resist, still having immunity.
If I was Chaos right now, the first monster that I'd be looking to take out or lock down is going to be that Sierra. So if I could get just 1/3 skill from Molong, plus a couple hits from either Camila or even Spectra with his second skill, take out that Sierra, that takes a huge amount of damage, but he actually goes and uses the 3rd skill against Lima, then also gets a violent proc, does not hit the defense break though, unfortunately, which could be giving Barian a chance to heal back the Lima once it gets another turn.
Right, and with one of the things with Barian's Ciara is that he knew that his Ciara was very tanky, and so making the run at the Lima I think is very smart.
With Molong down, there's not much that Chaos is actually going to be able to do to come back in this game, and then down goes Beta as well.
Good see Camilla.
The 1-2 punch.
She's pretty strong, Camilla here, but as the match does continue, her overall HP will go down. Although her attack will go up.
Huge heal.
Ciara's got to be one of the strongest units to go up against Camilla. That bomb just ignoring defense. Varian in a solid position. There is the bomb using Spectre as a punching blade. Doesn't want to get that bomb dispelled from Camilla's passive.
Camilla has been known to have some miracles, but it's going to take more than a miracle for Chaos to get back into this one. And from here, it's just clean up for Barry.
Game number 1 of match number 2. Varian with the 4-2 lead.
There goes Spectre.
Make it a 4-1 lead.
Misses the bomb. That's okay, though. Able to detonate it here with Ciara's third skill. Not a whole lot of HP left on that Camilla as we get farther into the match. Round 1 is over, goes to Varian.
And Varian did have the first pick in that last draft. I can't remember if we've seen anyone who didn't have first pick end up winning a game as I think back on match number 1.
I believe Plusle did get the first pick in either round 1 or round 2.
Okay.
Yeah, game 1 or game 2. And he was able to get the, Archer was able to get the win against him in that situation.
Now we have Varian starting with Ciara, Chaos, Molong, Beta, similar draft to what we saw in the first match. Varian did well in this first match, not going to change up too much as long as if he doesn't see any different units from Chaos in this situation.
Based on how things played out for Chaos, though, what sort of adjustments would you expect him to make as the rest of the build-out continues?
I'd probably bring a little bit more sustainability. Maybe not bring that Spectra. It wasn't a huge deciding factor for Chaos. It didn't do as much.
Upgrade
so
the bird.
There's nice. Exactly what I was talking about there. Brings the Perna and the Raccoon, both with huge sustainability, especially going against a Ciara. That's a solid choice for Chaos. But Varian decides to go with a Ganymede this time instead of Yanhong and still locks in the Lima. It looks like it.
Final pick from Chaos.
Is it going to matter who Chaos picks here, or do you think Varian's got his ban already sorted?
You are probably going to have your ban already sorted, but going into the last pick, you're thinking, okay, is he going to have something that's going to completely change my mind? If not, you already have your ban picked out of those first 4.
So Varian taking his time here.
As they both are trying to figure out what units they want to take out here to make this 4v4.
Without a whole lot of immunity on Chaos' side other than Beta, I would probably go ahead and ban the Ciara, but he actually goes and takes out the Lima instead.
In this situation, I feel like banning the Lima or the Wusa, either one, because both of them just offer Varian so much sustain. And Chaos here going to be running with his Beta, Perna, Molong.
Yeah, Molong a nice counter for Wusa. At least a little bit has that second skill to remove some of those buffs that Wusa's going to be putting up and making his team extra tanky.
So game 2 of match 2 underway. Chaos down 1-0.
Ganymede with the first turn, but can't do too much about it because there is full will on Chaos' team. Able to remove the immunity though off of Beta, which leaves it open for the Ciara to drop maybe one bomb.
And that's not gonna be, that's gonna be huge though. That's gonna be huge because that bomb gonna be able to land on the Beta and they'll be able to get the stun, and that's gonna take away immunity.
So give him another turn without
for his
immunity.
Team.
Decent damage from Ciara, able to take down almost half the HP of Beta.
And this right now, Varian's setting up his Ganymede to be able to have a lot of, to be able to basically pick and choose what unit he wants to use his reset on, as well as control their attack bar. And he actually decides to increase the cooldown on Wusa.
Smart decision, put that shield right back up on his team. Doesn't give Chaos a chance to even get that Ganymede down. Does a lot of damage from the Dark Sylphid, but not enough to take it down. He should be able to get it down with Perna. Gets it down. That's a huge play for Chaos. Able to kind of turn this back around. Now he's just got to worry about Sierra and the sustainability factor.
Ahead of the situation. Marion's got to, basically at this point, he needs to really just hope that his CR does not have a bomb resist.
Able to remove immunity off the frigate, but unfortunately not able to take it off of Sierra and get a stun on, which could have given him a lot bigger advantage from Chaos's end. However, Molong's sitting there with a bomb on him plus a defense break. That's one of Chaos's main units. However, he still has a lot of damage from the Perna and Dark Sylphid to still make something happen, even if Molong does go down.
Heal, it's Molong's in a really healthy position right now. A really tanky Sierra though.
This is a very tanky Sierra. Also does a lot of damage as well.
And we're seeing the positive effects of that sustainability initiative that Chaos took is making the adjustment.
Absolutely. Great adjustment on Chaos' side, taking those two monsters, Raccoon and Perna.
And there it is.
This is the bomb from Sierra. This is a huge, huge plus for Chaos. Wish of Immortality back up from the Wusa to add that immunity and shield, which is taking a lot of the damage. It's absorbing a lot of the damage from that Perna.
Oh yeah, even without Lima, the Wusa still offers a ton of sustain between Wish of Immortality and his second skill to get that heal. He still will be able to go toe-to-toe with this team. He just has to try and prevent that beta from applying immunity to the entire team. The only way it's going to happen is if Sierra doesn't miss any more bombs at this point forward.
Yeah, Sierra definitely needs to start landing those bombs, taking out the monsters. The beta is actually one of the most important monsters to get rid of at this point. Was able to take down the Molong, but beta revives it right back.
And there's that beta immunity with the heal. It's a lot, but Barbarian's hanging in there, even with only 3 units versus 4. Wusa is keeping up with Witch of Immortality, and a big part of that is with Frigate, when he does his attack bar boost, he's reducing the cooldowns on Wusa, and he's able to keep that immunity going. But now as we get further into the match, we're having a huge attack buff to this Perna, and to all the rest of his units, so he can take a lot
Down
of
goes Sierra. This is hugely in Chaos' favor now. Just need to take down that Frigate next, and this could be game over.
In Barian's position, he doesn't have one of his damage dealer primarily was Sierra. I mean, Frigates and Wusa, he could hang in there for a little bit, but the Perna is going to scale so much better from the attack buff than any of Barian's units currently on the board.
Yeah, and that Wusa shield is going to keep taking less damage. It's not going to be as effective as the match goes on.
What's interesting is you never get to see your opponent's face when you're out there and you're rumbling. But here we can, and when those blows sustained by Barian, you could just see the look on his face as he knew the bell tolled, and Chaos instantly nodding as he got up 4-2.
Right, well, you said he had that blitzkrieg mentality, and you know, he came out with something, changed up extremely different from his first draft, and you know, it's definitely paying off.
And at this point, Koopa, when you know that you're probably not going to be able to get back into the match, you probably don't want to quit out of it just yet because you want to take that time.
You actually learn from it, exactly. You're actually trying to figure out what you want to do into the next match. How did you lose? What unit should you have banned? Maybe you have another unit that you should have drafted. So you definitely got to take this time to just reflect as constructively as possible until that next match starts.
This is a very crucial situation, even for Chaos. Going into this next match, it is whoever wins, the person that loses goes home. So having Barian in this fight as one of the favorites, being 1 round away from elimination.
And so Chaos finishes the job and levels the score at 1 apiece in match number 2. Impressive adjustment, I think, is the takeaway in that particular match, gentlemen. That sustainability initiative that we saw him employ, choosing the different units.
We can't actually get into the pick ban stage just yet.
Had a little power surge come through the arena. Trying to get the pick band stage up on our tablet so we can bring you the developments as we move toward game 3. And wouldn't you know it, even here, we're having Wi-Fi problems. It's the story of your life. So I'm being told that to ensure that we are able to bring you this third and pivotal game in match number 2, we are waiting for an official ruling. We're going to perhaps hold or force a restart of game 3, even though the pick band stage is well underway. Stand by for details on that.
All right, so we got everything back now, and it looks like we have Chaos with a Sierra, Beta, and pretty much the same team that I had last time with a Velajuel instead of Rakuni.
And what sort of adjustments did Barian make there, as I didn't get a chance to look up and see the units he drafted?
I didn't actually get a chance to see the units he drafted.
Oh, we'll find out in a moment.
We'll find out very, very soon.
There you go.
Chaos actually is on the bottom, Barian is on the top, so the two teams are switched now, but you see Barian did get the first turn with Okeanos,
He was getting that reset on Vela.
The
Absolutely
Vela.
huge. That's what he needed to open with, to be able to have the control. He did not want to have the immunity. However, he still has to worry about Beta, because Beta can still apply 2-turn immunity. But Barian this time having Younghong and Lima, those two working together. A ton of sustainability. Barian does not want to run into the same issue that he had last time, where Chaos has had such a team that could just last so much longer into the match.
And in this situation, Barian does have 2 buff strippers on his team with Molong and Lima, and then Chaos actually has 2 immunity buffs on his team with Beta and Velajuel. So they got 2 different options that they can use, and it's just countering one after another. And there goes the Molong, not taking the immunity off of the 2 monsters that he probably needed to get it off of.
Oh my goodness.
Huge damage from that Dark Sylphid Icarus. Trying to nuke down that Okeanos. Is he going to get it? He does not get it. No violent proc from the Perna either.
And that's what we're talking about. You really wanted that immunity stripped off the Perna as well as the Beta, so he could get the stun on them with the Okeanos.
Yeah, still able to get the Okeanos stun on Velajuel and Icarus, but those two not too important since they've already used their skills. Also, the reset was already happening on Velajuel, so not the 2 most important monsters that you're looking at stunning down, but having that Perna still with immunity and glancing buffs on him as well, he's in a good position right now.
Misstep in the targeting there?
Not in the targeting, he just didn't hit the skills that he needed on his Molong, didn't remove the immunity, more of just an RNG factor that wasn't able to remove the buffs on the key units that he was looking for.
And you can see that reckless assault from Barian. Definitely has that Beta in his sights right now.
Resistance from the Perna, that is huge for Chaos because now he has a whole nother life out of Perna. So even though it's got full health, he's got another life coming back after it. Unless that Okeanos is able to get back in there, get his skills around, get his skills up again where he can reset that Perna once more. But it looks like Beta goes down. That's a huge portion of Chaos's sustainability